Alright everyone, this week we're testing the 2016 Lexus IS-200T. Same Lexus IS that you know and love, or don't love because of that front grille. Personally I like it, but I know it's pretty controversial. So this is basically your Lexus IS with a 2-liter turbo engine in it. This one we have, thankfully, is the F Sport, which is pretty cool. Looks good. Little stowaway moth there. Nice trunk space, good wide entry into the boot. And here we're on the back seats. Nice leather in these cars. Nice and soft. F-Sport badges on the front fender. And pretty much same deal on the interior up front. I've always really enjoyed how the Lexus IS's drive. They're really refined. It feels like something that would be really easy to live with on a daily basis. You know, these cars are just so polished. Everything from the ergonomics of the interior to your touch points, to just the way the car feels when you're driving down the road. NVH is really nice. It's quiet. And the car rides and handles pretty well, and it's decently fun to drive. The addition of this turbo is nice because it's still pretty quick. If anything, it might feel a little bit more lively than the V6 in some respects. The transmission, I don't know if it's that good of a fit, but it works. I've noticed that it's a little bit rough on downshifts sometimes. It's pretty good on upshifts, but right now we're in sport mode. Shifts pretty quickly. But if I were to put it in manual right now and downshift a few times, it's pretty good. And one thing that's really nice is the heated steering wheel. It was about 27, 28 degrees this morning. I forgot my gloves at home. Turned on the heated steering wheel, and man, that sucker fired right up in about a minute. My hands were nice and warm. Yeah, this is a good car. I mean, it doesn't really sound any different from any other 2-liter turbo. I don't think they're piping any noise into the cabin, at least it doesn't sound like it. So it's definitely not an artificial sound that you're getting. Brakes are really strong in these cars. And it pulls nicely. One thing I've always really liked about the Lexus IS is just how solid it feels. The steering is solid. It's accurate. I mean, everyone says these new electronic steering racks there's not a lot of feel, but it's accurate. Yeah, it's accurate, but it's also what goes into it is the weighting of the steering too. This is really well weighted. Doesn't feel over-assisted or under-assisted. It's confidence inspiring, and it's just pleasant to drive. Another thing I've always really liked about this car is the use of this kind of mouse system for the touchpad. It's really nice when you're navigating throughout the menu screens. And it's a unique feature that you don't really see in anything else. And of course, there's resistance built into the touch mouse thing. So when you land on a button, there's a resistance that lets you know that you've actually selected something, which is kind of cool. Other than that, the car seems to be, it's definitely more fuel efficient than the V6 was. I know this week I've been driving it relatively hard, and we're getting, it says 21.3 miles to the gallon on the readout, but that's mostly city, and I've been driving like a little bit of a maniac, so I'd like to get you a little bit more of an accurate reading on MPG, but that's not going to happen with me driving it like this. Yeah. And you can just hear the faintest turbo whistle. There isn't a Sport Plus in this car, even though this is an F Sport. There's just an Eco mode, which kind of makes all your throttle mapping very, very linear and makes the car slow. And then normal, which feels normal, and then Sport mode, which kind of ramps everything up a little bit. I can't turn on the radio, but the sound system sounds fantastic, really clear. I'm always listening to Sirius XM in these press cars, and it sounds very good. No complaints there. It is the premium surround sound system, so it should sound good, and it does. This test car has about 9,100 miles on it. And I know it's been driven pretty hard because I saw it at the track at the Midwest Automotive Media Fall Rally, or it was getting flogged around Audubon Country Club all day. No rattles, man. This car is silent. It's quiet. It feels good. It feels really tight. These seats are super comfortable. And another really nice thing is the driving position in this car is fantastic. I daily drive a Subaru BRZ, and the driving position is surprisingly similar. You have good visibility. This isn't a huge A-pillar that's going to get in your way. You also have blind spot detection in the mirrors, so that when there's a car in your blind spot, the little light turns on. And this has radar-guided cruise control too, which is kind of nice. Works pretty well. I think it shuts off below 30 miles an hour though, so it's not going to take you to a complete stop like some of the newer cars, but it'll still do the job. And then of course you can set your distance to different following distances depending on what you're comfortable with. And then of course the coolest part of this car is this. Check it out. It's a mechanical digital gauge. Wow. Sometimes I just set radar guided cruise control and just do that all day down the road. It's fun. Alright. So we'll go on to our little route here.